Some things are worth repeating. A great hike in the woods or a visit to the beach, for example, while others become a terrible chore. Adobe Captivate Prime is designed to take care of many of those tasks. When you're ready to enroll learners into Captivate Prime, you can set it up using several different methods. You can load many people from a spreadsheet, typically a CSV file, that you get from your human resources database. You can also pull in data from Salesforce.com, or even by enabling self-enrollment for your learners. That activity gets you started, but what happens when new people join your organization? Prime can automate the process of adding and removing users, syncing with your HRIS data, and even automate enrollment of those new people into onboarding and other learning programs. To do this, you simply create a learning plan. The first step is creating a learning program that meets the needs of this group of learners. You may want to create several programs to meet the needs of different groups. Then open the Learning Plans panel and you'll be able to add a new plan using the Add button. You can trigger automatic enrollment when a person is added to Prime, or when they are added to a group. For example, if someone moves into a new position or a new location. You can also trigger automatic enrollment for a group on a given date, or after completion of a learning object, skill, or certificate. You can even add a delay to this event, in case you want to build a buffer between the trigger event and the new content assignment. Another important automated process is the management and timing of recurring certifications. For many, there are licenses and certifications that must be renewed for professionals working in your organization on a regular basis. You can use the certifications pane from the administrator interface to create certifications, schedule their recurrence interval, and even associate courses and learning materials with them. Prime allows you to specify how often a certificate must be renewed, and even includes a management approval workflow along with the ability for externally awarded certificates to be uploaded to the system and approved by the manager. Once your learning system is up and running, you will probably want to start reporting the results of training programs to stakeholders. Adobe Captivate Prime includes convenient dashboards for reporting, but you can also automatically have reports generated and sent to people who might need them whenever you like. Choose the Reports tab and then select the Subscribed Reports option at the top of the report. Now just start typing the name of the report you want in the box. It's a smart search, so you only need a few characters. Select the correct report, and then pick a time interval to receive the emails. Press the little check mark to save your work. You can always delete or edit the subscriptions from here. There are several different ways to bring learners into Adobe Captivate Prime. To get started, you simply select the Users option from the Administrator panel. Inside Prime, learners are broadly organized into two groups: external and internal learners. The idea here is that external learners are people who work for partners, associates, or are not directly inside your organization. External learners can be brought into your system in groups and should all fall under a given manager that you expect will act to administer the group's courses and reports. External learners are all self-registered. In other words, they are given a link and then will follow it to set up their own accounts and access Prime using the login and password that they create themselves. When you create an external user group, you can limit the time to keep the group active, limit the licenses for the group, and limit the catalog of courses that people in this group will see. You will also have the power to create a custom group name and brand identity in case you wish to differentiate between various external groups. The more common method of accessing Prime is as internal learners. Internal learners can be added to the system several different ways. The most common approach is through a method called bulk import. This is when you use a list, like the CSV file created by any human resources information system, to import the names, groups, and hierarchy of your organization into Prime. The process is very simple and can be updated overnight as changes and updates are made available. To perform a bulk user upload the first time, simply click the Add button and select Upload a CSV. Prime will ask you to match the column names to the user emails and names column identifiers in your file. You may include as many columns in the file as you like, so if you have special needs like employee numbers, account numbers, or anything, feel free to include those elements. Prime will recognize the additional columns and can even make any of those columns into active fields that can be used to filter reporting results and determine groups for content assignment and automation. It may take a few minutes depending on the size of your database. Adobe Captivate Prime automatically creates user groups based on common information in the fields of data you upload. It can determine things like the management hierarchy, as well as common groups like people in a shared job role, department, division, location, and more. You can also create custom groups when you want to identify a group who are not related by an identifier in the data set. You will take advantage of those groups when you are automating assignment of content or assigning content and skills to various groups. Sometimes organizations need to break things up into many different groups or clusters. In these cases, it is generally necessary to have a kind of master account where the parent organization can see and work with content and people across many subunits or organizations. This practice is commonly called multi-tenancy. In Prime, you can share content and courses among sibling organizations and from a parent organization. If you expect to use Prime as a multi-tenant installation, you should work with your customer success manager to help set up these sibling and parent relationships. You may also want to enable managerial review of content. To create a formal approval process for the publishing of content, you can do so in the Admin Settings panel.